He believed he could destroy her life and walk away unscathed. But karma had only just begun. At 16, Amma made the greatest mistake of her young life. She fell deeply in love with Kwame, a 22-year-old apprentice mechanic who lived with his uncle in town. Her mother, Comfort, warned her over and over, "That boy is too old for you. He's not serious. Stay away from him." But Amma refused to listen. Kwame knew exactly what to say. He would meet her after school, buy her small gifts, and paint pictures of their future together. "When I finish my apprenticeship and open my own shop, you'll be my wife. I promise, Amma. You're the only one for me." She believed every word. Within months, Kwame persuaded her to sleep with him. It happened in his uncle's small room whenever the uncle was away. Amma thought this was true love. She thought she was special. Then her father discovered everything. One afternoon, he stormed into the uncle's compound accompanied by 2 police officers. Kwame was arrested and taken to the station. After hours of interrogation and threats from Amma's father to press charges, the police released him on bail. But his uncle was outraged. "You're sleeping with a schoolgirl, a child. Get out of my house. Go back to the village. I'm done with you." That same night, Kwame packed his bags and vanished. 2 months later, Amma's period never came. Then the morning sickness began. When her mother took her to the clinic, the test confirmed it. She was pregnant. Her father erupted in rage. "You're 16 years old. You have no future, no education, no sense. Get out of my house. Go find the man who put that thing in your belly." Amma fell to her knees, begging. Her mother tried to calm him, but he was beyond reason. He picked up a stone. "If you're not gone by the time I count to 3, I'll deal with you myself." Amma ran, with nowhere to go and a baby growing inside her. Amma's nightmare had only just started. She wandered the streets for hours, crying until her eyes swelled. As the sun set, she sat on the steps of a closed shop, her hand resting unconsciously on her still flat belly. Baby was growing there, 2 months along. But where was he? She remembered Kwame's uncle. Perhaps he could tell her where Kwame's village was. It was her only hope. She returned to the compound and knocked timidly. "Uncle, please, it's Amma." The uncle opened the door and saw her tear-stained face. His expression softened. "Amma, what's wrong? Come inside." "Uncle, I'm pregnant. My parents have thrown me out. I have nowhere to go. Please, can you tell me where Kwame's parents live?" The uncle looked at her for a long moment, sadness in his eyes. "You're pregnant at 16. He sighed deeply. "I can't keep you here, Amma. People will talk. But I can give you his parents' address and money for transport. That's all I can do." "Thank you, sir. God bless you." She took the first bus to Kwame's village. The journey lasted 3 hours. She sat by the window, watching the town fade into farmlands and small villages. With every mile, she moved farther from everything she had ever known. She thought about her mother. Was she crying? Did she miss her already? When she arrived, everything felt unfamiliar. Mud houses with thatched roofs, chickens running freely, women pounding fufu. She asked for directions and found Kwame's family compound. A woman was sweeping the yard. Amma approached slowly. "Good morning, Ma." The woman stopped and eyed her suspiciously. "Good morning. Who are you looking for?" "I'm looking for Kwame." "Why?" The woman's voice was sharp. Amma's voice trembled. "I'm pregnant with his child, Ma." The woman's face twisted in fury. "Pregnant? You shameless girl. You heard my son is training to become a driver and now you come here with pregnancy stories. You think you can trap him? Get out before I beat you." An older man emerged from one of the huts. He had kind eyes and a calm presence. "What's happening here? Why all this noise? This girl claims she's pregnant for our son." Papa Yao studied Amma carefully. She looked terrified, exhausted, and far too young. "Where are you from, child?" "From town, sir. Kwame's uncle gave me your address. My parents sent me away when they found out about the pregnancy. I have nowhere else to go, sir. Please. Her voice broke. I'm begging you. You have nowhere to go, so what? Kwame's mother advanced toward her. You think I'll accept you in my house? Enough. Papa Yao's voice cut through the compound. This is my house. I built it with my own hands. Listen, young girl, my son is not here right now. He's learning to drive in another town. But if you truly have nowhere to go, I will not send you away. Follow my wife. She will show you where you can stay until he returns. Amma could barely believe it. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. Kwame's mother looked as if she wanted to protest, but one stern glance from her husband silenced her. She grabbed Amma roughly by the arm and dragged her to a small room at the back of the compound. Once inside, she turned with pure hatred in her eyes. You think you're clever. You think because you got pregnant you'll enjoy in this house. Listen carefully. My son has never touched a woman in his life. We've lived in poverty all our lives, and no girl ever came here claiming pregnancy. Now that he's training to become a driver and will earn good money, you appear like magic. She stepped closer, her voice a venomous whisper. You will see suffering in this house. I will personally make your life hell. You'll wish you never came here. She stormed out, slamming the door so hard the room shook. Amma collapsed onto the thin mat on the floor, her body shaking with sobs. She was 16 years old, 2 months pregnant, homeless, and now trapped in a place where she was despised. She curled up and prayed through her tears. God, please help me. I have nowhere else to go. Please protect me and my baby. Outside, the sun set on her old life. Tomorrow, the nightmare would truly begin. For the next 6 months, Amma endured torture she never imagined possible. The next morning, she was jolted awake at 5 a.m. by ice-cold water splashed on her face. Kwame's mother stood over her with an empty bucket. Get up. Sweep the entire compound. Fetch 6 containers of water from the stream. Wash all the clothes. Cook for everyone. Go to the market. If you're not done by 4 p.m., you won't eat. This became Amma's daily routine. No matter how exhausted or sick from pregnancy, there was no mercy. Papa Yao tried to intervene when he was home. This girl is pregnant. You're working her too hard. She had time to open her legs. Now she has time to work. But Papa Yao was away most days. When he was gone, there was no protection. The months dragged on. In her 3rd month, her body began changing, though her belly still wasn't visible. By the 4th month, morning sickness was unbearable. She vomited while sweeping, and Kwame's mother beat her for being dramatic. At 5 months, a small round bump finally appeared. She could no longer hide it. She was 17 now, exhausted from constant labor and insufficient food. 6 long months of abuse passed. She was now 8 months pregnant, her belly large and heavy, her back aching constantly. She moved slowly, struggling under the weight. Then one morning Kwame returned. Amma was sweeping when she saw him. Her heart leapt. She dropped the broom and waddled toward him as fast as her pregnant belly allowed. You're back. He pushed her away violently. What are you doing in my father's house? His mother rushed out. Welcome, my son. Papa Yao came outside. We need to talk inside the hut. Papa Yao explained everything. When they emerged, his face was stern. He admits he slept with you. The baby is his. You're old enough to take responsibility. You have a job now. You'll marry her and take care of her and the child. This is final. 2 weeks later, Kwame left for his driving job. He threw money on the ground in front of Amma without a word. He didn't touch her, didn't acknowledge the baby moving inside her. The next day, tragedy struck. Amma woke with severe stomach pains. At 8 months pregnant, her body was weakened from months of hard labor and poor nutrition. She could barely move. When Kwame's mother found no food prepared, she lost control. She stormed into Amma's room. You're still lying down. Everyone is hungry. Please, Ma, I'm having pains. Pains. She grabbed a broom. I'll show you pain. The broom came down on Alma's swollen stomach again and again. "Please, the baby!" Alma screamed, trying to shield her belly. But the woman didn't stop. She beat her stomach, back and head. Alma felt warm blood between her legs. Then everything went black. When Alma woke, she was in a hospital. A nurse leaned over her. "You had an emergency cesarean. Your baby is in the incubator." She was born at 8 months. Very small, very premature, but she's fighting. Tears streamed down Alma's face. She was 17 and had just become a mother without even holding her child. When she finally saw her daughter through the incubator glass, her heart broke and healed at once. So tiny, so fragile, yet alive and fighting. "Your name is Efua," Alma whispered. "And I promise you, my daughter, I will protect you. I will give you everything I never had. I will never let anyone hurt you the way they hurt me." After 3 weeks in the hospital, Alma and baby Efua returned to Papa Yao's house. Kwame never visited the hospital. Not once. He didn't call, didn't send money, nothing. Life continued as before. The abuse, the insults, the endless work. But now Alma had Efua. Every night, as she held her daughter close and sang softly, it all felt worth it. Nearly a year passed. Baby Efua was now 8 months old. Healthy, beautiful, always smiling at her mother. One morning, Papa Yao called Alma and handed her an envelope. "This is Kwame's address in the city. Here's transport money. Go visit him. He needs to see his daughter. This has gone on long enough." Alma packed a small bag, tied Efua to her back, and took the early morning bus to the city. The journey took 3 hours. Efua slept peacefully the entire way. When they arrived, Alma was overwhelmed. Tall buildings, endless cars, people rushing everywhere. She asked for directions multiple times before finding the address. Then she saw them. Women's high heels outside Kwame's door. Her stomach sank, but she knocked anyway. Kwame opened the door. His face hardened with annoyance. "You. How did you find me here?" "Papa Yao sent me. Came to show you our daughter. Her name is Efua. She's 8 months old. Look at her, she looks just like you." He didn't glance at the baby. "This is not a good time. Take this money and go back. I'll visit at the end of the month." A woman's voice called from inside. "Baby, who is it?" A beautiful woman appeared in a nightgown. She looked at Alma with disgust. "Who is this?" Kwame took her hand. "Don't worry, sweetheart. She's just my cousin from the village. I gave her money to go home." He turned to Alma. "You heard me. Go back now." He pulled the woman inside and slammed the door. Alma stood frozen. Efua started crying. Alma's legs gave way, and she sank to the ground in the dust. Both mother and baby cried. "I should have listened to my mother." The door flew open again. Kwame stormed out, furious. "You're still here. Take the money and leave. If I come back and find you here, I'll call the police." He left. A woman in uniform stopped. "Sister, you can't sit here in the sun with a baby. What's wrong?" Through tears, Alma told her everything. The woman was Auntie Ajoa, a factory supervisor. "That man is wicked. Come with me. You can stay at my place while you figure things out." Auntie Ajoa took them to her small apartment. She bathed Efua, fed her, put her to sleep, then gave Alma a proper meal, the first full one in days. "You can stay as long as you need. I'm being transferred to another city next week, but until then you're safe." Days later, Kwame's girlfriend spotted Alma. She marched up furious. "You're still here. I'm Kwame's woman now. I don't want to see you in this area again. This place is for respectable people, not dirty village girls." Alma returned to Auntie Ajoa crying. She decided to go back to Papa Yao's village. At least their Papa Yao was kind. Auntie Ajoa gave her transport money and her new phone number. "Keep this number. If you need anything, call me." Early the next morning, Alma boarded the bus to the village. She chose a window seat and settled in. The first hour was peaceful. As the bus entered a forested area, passengers grew tense. Everyone knew this road was notorious for armed robbers. Suddenly, a tree trunk blocked the road. The driver slammed the brakes. Armed men with guns emerged from the bushes. The driver swerved. The bus crashed into the bush. Passengers screamed. Amma grabbed her bag, held Efua tight, and ran into the forest. She ran until her lungs burned. She collapsed under a tree, gasping. Efua was crying loudly. "Who's there?" An old man's voice called. Amma fell to her knees. "Please, sir, don't hurt us." An elderly man emerged, carrying herbs. "Get up, my daughter. I'm just an herbalist. What are you doing in this forest with a baby?" She explained the robbery. The old man's face softened. "This forest is dangerous at night. Come, I live nearby. You can stay the night." He led her to a small house. Inside she heard arguing. His wife was frightened. "The festival of the ancestors started yesterday. It's forbidden to house strangers. Where will she go? It's almost dark." Hours later, the herbalist's son ran in. "Papa, the masquerades are coming. Someone told them we have a stranger." "Everyone hide." Heavy drumming echoed. Footsteps and jingling bells approached. "Old man, come out. We know you're harboring a stranger." The wife burst out, falling at their feet. "Please, my husband brought her. Spare us. Bring the stranger out." Amma walked out, Efua in her arms. The masquerades were terrifying. Tall figures in elaborate costumes. "You violated the sacred law. You and your child will be sacrificed." "Please," Amma sobbed. "I didn't know, I was running from robbers." The chief masquerade raised a calabash. He tipped it. It slipped from his hands and shattered. Everyone froze. He picked up another, it slipped again. A third calabash exploded in his hands. The masquerades backed away. "The ancestors are rejecting the sacrifice. Where did you find this girl?" "At my house. She is not a stranger. She is a daughter of this land. The ancestors protect her. Release her. Run, girl. Leave now." Amma ran through the forest until she saw lights. A village church. She burst through the doors and collapsed, sobbing with relief. The next morning, church members found her. "God saved you. Those masquerades don't spare anyone. This is a miracle." They collected money for her journey. As Amma boarded another bus, she realized she had survived things that should have killed her. Perhaps God had a purpose for her. When Amma's bus arrived in the village, it was late afternoon. As she walked toward Papa Yao's compound, she noticed crowds gathered outside. Women were wailing. Something was terribly wrong. Sister Akojua spotted her and came running, taking Efua from Amma's arms, tears streaming down her face. "Akojua, what's happening?" "Amma, Papa Yao is dead." Amma's legs gave out. She fell to her knees. "What? No. He collapsed 2 days ago, his heart. He died before we reached the hospital." Amma began to wail. Papa Yao had been the only person who ever showed her true kindness. She pushed through the crowd toward her room. A new padlock hung on the door. "Akojua, why?" "Mama changed it the day Papa died. She gave the room to Kwame's new girlfriend." "His girlfriend is here, she arrived 2 days ago." A woman stepped out, the same woman from the city. He smirked. "This is my room now. Kwame and I are getting married next month. I'm carrying his child. Where am I supposed to sleep?" "Go sleep at the church." Akojua pulled her away. "Sleep at the church tonight. Tomorrow we'll figure something out." The next day, Uncle Kojo, Papa Yao's younger brother, called a family meeting. Everyone gathered. Uncle Kojo stood. Before Papa Yao died, he recorded a message. "Let me play it." Papa Yao's weak voice filled the air. "If you're hearing this, I'm gone. Kwame, you impregnated Amma when she was 16. You have a daughter. According to our traditions, you must marry Amma. You cannot marry another woman while she lives. Until you marry Amma properly and care for her and your daughter, you are forbidden from attending my funeral. stunned silence. Kwame's girlfriend went pale. Kwame looked trapped. His mother looked furious. "This is nonsense." Kwame's mother exploded. "Those were Papa Yao's final wishes," Uncle Kojo said firmly. "Tomorrow we perform the marriage. If you refuse, Kwame, you will not attend your father's burial." Kwame looked desperate, but tradition was tradition. "Fine." His girlfriend burst into tears. "What about me? I'm sorry. I have no choice." She grabbed her bags and stormed out. 3 days later, she returned hysterical. "I see Papa Yao's ghost every night. He stares at me. I can't take it." Kwame's mother, terrified, packed her things. "You have to go. The spirits are angry." She fled that night. The next day, the marriage ceremony took place. There was no joy. Kwame looked miserable, Amma looked numb. After the funeral, Uncle Kojo reminded him, "Take Amma and your daughter to the city. Care for them." That was Papa's wish. Amma didn't want to go, but she had no choice. A week later, the journey to the city was silent. When they arrived, instead of opening his door, Kwame knocked. His girlfriend opened it. She had returned despite the ghost scare. She kissed him passionately. Kwame turned to Amma with a cruel smile. "You thought I was bringing you to live with me? I don't love you. The only woman I love is right here." He pointed to a broken shack behind the building. "That's where you'll stay. I rented it. Don't ever come near my door." They went inside and slammed the door. Amma stared at the shack. Holes in the roof, no proper door, dirt floor, nothing inside. She sat with Efua and cried. But deep inside something shifted. The tears turned to determination. "Never again will I depend on this man. I will survive. I will rise. One day we will never be this powerless again." That night, Amma prayed. "God, I will never depend on Kwame again. Help me stand on my own." The next morning she began. She moved out of the shack and found work washing clothes. For 3 years, she worked from dawn until dark, scrubbing until her hands bled. She saved every coin. By age 20, she had saved enough to rent a tiny room. One day, Madame Ya, who owned a popular chop bar, noticed her. "You work harder than anyone. Come work for me. I'll pay better and give you a place to stay." For 7 years, Amma worked for Madame Ya, learning everything about running a business, cooking and managing money. Madame Ya helped enroll Efua in school. Meanwhile, Kwame's life seemed perfect. His girlfriend, Adwoa, had given birth to a baby boy they named Kofi. Kwame was now a senior driver, earning good money, living comfortably. He had completely forgotten about Amma and Efua struggling in poverty across the city. He came home each evening to Adwoa's cooking, played with his son and felt satisfied. To him, Amma was just a mistake from his past he had successfully buried. But karma was watching and karma was patient. Started small. One evening, little Kofi developed a high fever. They rushed him to the hospital. Doctors ran tests. "Your son has a serious infection. We need to admit him." Kofi stayed 2 weeks. The bills were enormous. Kwame paid, but it drained his savings. 2 months after Kofi came home, he fell sick again, this time worse. More hospital visits, more bills. The baby was constantly unwell. Fevers, coughing, refusing food. Adwoa was exhausted from sleepless nights. She began blaming Kwame. "This is a curse, your abandoned daughter's curses on our son." "Don't be superstitious," Kwame said, but a small fear took root. Then one night tragedy struck. Baby Kofi stopped breathing in his sleep. By the time they reached the hospital, it was too late. Sudden infant death syndrome. He was only 5 months old. Adwoa was devastated. Her grief turned to rage. "This is your fault. You abandoned your first child. Now God has taken ours. I can't stay with you, you're cursed." She packed her bags and left. Kwame begged, but she was gone. Alone and grieving, Kwame threw himself into work. But his mind was distracted, his heart broken. 3 months after losing his son, Kwame was driving his commercial bus on the highway when a car suddenly swerved into his lane. He tried to avoid it but couldn't. The bus crashed. Several passengers were seriously injured, 2 with broken bones, 1 in critical condition. The passengers sued him. The company fired him immediately. "You were driving recklessly. You're finished." The lawsuit demanded 200,000 cedis in compensation. Kwame didn't have that kind of money. He sold everything: furniture, TV, phone. It wasn't enough. Debt collectors came. "Pay or we'll seize your property." He had nothing left. He moved back to his mother's village, broken and desperate. He tried to find work, but no one would hire him after the accident. He became a bus conductor, earning barely enough to eat. Debt collectors followed him to the village. "Pay the remaining 50,000 cedis or we'll take your mother's house." That was when he heard the news that shattered him completely. Alma, the girl he had thrown into a shack, the girl he had humiliated and abandoned, now owned the most successful restaurant in the city. She was wealthy. She had a car. She had built a house. She had done it all without him. Desperate and destroyed, Kwame would do something he swore he would never do. When Madame Ya retired, she gave Alma a loan. "Start your own business." Within 3 years, Alma's chop bar grew into a full restaurant, the most popular in the area. She bought a car, built a house, sent Efua to the best school. She was now 30. She had done it alone. Over the years, her mother, Comfort, tried to reconnect. When news of Alma's success reached her, she came to the restaurant several times, standing outside, too ashamed to enter. Finally, Alma walked out to meet her. They stood in silence. Then Comfort whispered, "I'm sorry, Alma. I failed you. You threw me out when I was 16 and pregnant. Mama, I was weak. Your father, the shame. I should have fought harder." They embraced, both crying. When they pulled apart, Alma said, "I forgive you, Mama, but things can never be the same. You can visit sometimes, but I'll never forget." From then on, Comfort visited monthly. The relationship was cordial but distant. Alma's father had died 2 years earlier. Alma attended the funeral but shed no tears. One evening, Kwame came to Alma's restaurant. She was in her office when her manager said someone wanted to see her. She came out. Kwame looked 10 years older, thin, in torn clothes, desperate. "Alma, please." He fell to his knees in front of all her customers. "Forgive me. I was young and stupid. I made terrible mistakes. The debt collectors are taking my mother's house. I need 50,000 cedis, please. I'm Efua's father." Alma stared coldly. "Why would I help you?" "Because I'm Efua's father. Because you destroyed me. Because you abandoned me in a shack. Because you told me I meant nothing. I'm sorry. I was foolish. You wanted me to suffer. Now you will. This is just the beginning of your karma." 2 days later, Kwame returned with his mother and village elders. They all knelt. "Please, our daughter." The elders begged. "Forgive him. Have mercy." Alma looked at Kwame's mother, the woman who had beaten her, starved her, worked her like a slave while pregnant, and never once apologized. "Stand up. I will not help you. Not today, not ever." "Alma, please. Where was your mercy when I was 16 and homeless? Where was your mercy when I sat in the sun begging with our baby?" She turned to the elders. "Not everyone has a forgiving spirit. Be careful who you hurt in this life, because not everyone will forgive when they rise." She walked away, leaving them kneeling. Security eventually removed them. 3 months later, debt collectors seized his mother's house. Kwame remained a bus conductor, barely surviving, moving from room to room, never settling. He never married again, never had another child. Years later, Efua, now a lawyer at 25, asked about her father. Alma told her everything. Efua was quiet, then spoke. "Part of me wants to say he's my father. Maybe he deserves a chance. But then I think about you. 16, pregnant, homeless, beaten while carrying me, sitting in the sun with me on your back while he slammed a door in your face." She held her mother's hands. A father is someone who shows up. He never did. You protected yourself. You protected me. That's not wickedness, Mama, that's wisdom. Some people don't deserve second chances. Tears filled Amma's eyes. I'm proud to be your daughter. Not his, yours. Amma hugged her daughter and cried. For the first time in her life, she felt truly at peace. Her daughter had chosen her, and that was worth more than any forgiveness she could have offered. Not everyone has a forgiving spirit. Not everyone you hurt will heal enough to help you when you fall. Be careful who you destroy on your way up, because one day they might be the only one who can save you, and they might choose not to. And that is their right.